One good thing about the comment section on YouTube, ask for some advice and you're sure to get some. Found the capacitor that goes with this motor, and after some fiddling around to figure out which wire connects where, it seems to be working just fine. So big thanks to Savage Pork Chop, Yorkshire Joinery, Jane Mad Max, KC Meters, Flux B at E, and anyone else who's given me this good advice. So I'm on the road now. First got to get a tank of goat juice. The octane selections here in Taiwan are 92, 95, and 98. None of that 87 nonsense.
95块啊。对，谢谢。95，谢谢。
I told the attendant that I want 95 and $100 NT worth, which is about $3. That'll take my tank from almost empty to just about full. The way that this gas station is situated, and there's that car wash straight ahead there, always makes it a pain in the butt trying to get out of here. It's a good weather day today, overcast and cool, but not rainy. I'm off today to get a little bit more info on and to pay for a belt sander. I'll still use the washing machine motor to make some sort of grinder. But when I was in the metalworking area the other day, I saw in one shop a belt sander, or maybe call it a belt grinder, that looked really interesting and something I could use. So I took a pic of that belt sander and I showed the engraver, since I was heading to his shop, and since he knows so many people and has a friend in the hardware business, he said, yeah, sure, he knows exactly where to get one and he could get me a slight discount. Additionally, he actually has one of these belt sanders, and so he let me see his, and I decided right there that I wanted it. So I'm headed to him to ask just a couple more questions and then to pay him the dough. Ride particularly slow. You'll notice that just about every light when it turns green, everyone behind me passes by me like I'm standing still. By and large, Taiwanese are speed demons. They've got real lead feet. Or maybe I should say lead hands. But anyone who's driven or ridden on these roads for a while will know that it really doesn't matter sometimes the speed. Past a certain point, it's not going to make a difference because of the way the lights are structured. As a for instance, I know that the light up ahead at the big intersection is going to just change when I get under it, at the speed that I'm going now. And anyone ahead of me here is going to be past that, but they'll get caught at the next light, which I'm going to catch up to them at. Voila, yellow, then red, and I made it through. gotta stop at the bank up ahead to get the cash, because many places here are cash only. Since I plan to just run in and out, I'll just park all the legal lights. The blue notes are 1,000 NT bills, which is about 32 US dollars. So I need to fork over about 300 US dollars. It's 250 or so for the machine, plus a bunch of belts. That white car is a Tesla. You see a lot of those in this town. I notice a lot more of these tour buses on the roads these days. Taiwan seems to be back in full swing now. All sorts of homemade trailers here being pulled by scooters. Wouldn't be surprised if I see a scooter, a 90cc scooter, pulling a fifth wheel. A famous hardware street, and I've been here before, but when I get a chance, I'll take my camera and just walk around. Roads are bad enough, but you've got to be able to navigate the small alleys here. Up ahead here on the left is a small tofu factory. They use those wooden pallets to press the tofu to form. Right there in that shop on the floor is where I first saw this interesting belt sander. And here's a pic I took that I showed the engraver to get more info. So I'll make a quick loop here in the metalworking area, what they used to call Blacksmith Alley, but there's really only one blacksmith remaining here now. Here is the machinist I use, but he'll be moving next month. The way things are going, I'm not sure if most of this will be here in 10 years' time. Here, it's not open, is what I call the remaining blacksmith, but it's really just metal fabrication. However, he does have a coke-fired forge and a big 500-pound anvil. You know, I think I'm going to approach some of these more interesting shops, ones that have various metalworking processes, and maybe pay them to be able to film and then show you guys what they're up to. This shop here is where I buy pipe. See this spanking new high-rise building. In 10 or 15 years' time, I bet all of this is going to look like that. So I'm at the engraver. I'll pull over and check in with him.
就对了。对啊，你说这个是一码就对了。
这是一码的，
对，对我应该半码就刚刚好了。
半码就
哦，这个也可以烫平，跟立针就这样子。
对，角度你可以去调。
好。
So I got a little more info and paid the
好
dough.
谢谢。
His has a 1 horsepower motor, but I'm buying the one that's just a half horsepower. I think that'll be plenty sufficient for me. He said everything else will be exactly the same. And he'll have my belt sander shipped to his shop in a few days' time. See that light up ahead just turned red, and that's really a forever light. So I'll just do a sneaky maneuver and go through the alleys and on the sidewalk a bit to bypass that. That building on the left there is the McKay Hospital, named after Dr. McKay, who was an evangelical Christian missionary here in Taiwan many decades ago. It's a private Christian hospital. Got to do my bobbing and weaving and lane splitting to get ahead here. Well, I'm sure excited to get my new tool, my belt sander, and you guys will be sure to see me using that. Maybe I'll even do an unboxing, though I'm not even sure it'll come in a box. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.